Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the deadly elegance of the long katana in Assassin's Creed Shadows. If you're playing as Yasuke and want to embrace that true samurai vibe, this is the weapon you'll want at your side. The long katana isn't just about flashy swordplay. It's the perfect blend of offense and defense. Whether you're slicing through enemies with quick combos or landing those devastating sheathed strikes that leave enemies totally stunned, this blade brings the heat. And let's be honest, nothing feels cooler than walking into a fight, drawing your katana with style, and ending things before your enemies even know what hit them. Now, here's where it gets even better. Legendary long katanas. These aren't just stronger stat-wise, they come packed with unique engravings that give you serious advantages in combat. And guess what? Once unlocked, those engravings can even be slapped onto your epic katanas for some wild custom builds. In this video, we're ranking the best of the best when it comes to long katanas. We'll look at their standout features, what makes each one special, and which blade you should be swinging if you're going for peak power. Let's get into it. I'm quickly moving on to the video. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching! Let's talk about something a lot of players might be overlooking in Assassin's Creed Shadows: epic long katana weapons. Yeah, I know, everyone's chasing legendary gear like it's the Holy Grail, but epic weapons? They are seriously underrated, especially when you find one with boosted base stats. I am talking about those juicy numbers like high weapon damage per second, posture damage per second, and ability damage. Some of these epics can actually outclass legendaries in raw power, and that makes them absolute gems if you are into fine-tuning your build or min-maxing every bit of damage. Take the epic sturdy katana of efficiency, for example. This thing has the highest posture damage per second in the game, 19,272. That is straight up higher than any legendary katana out there, which caps at around 18,282. And if you are building Yasuke to break guard and dominate stagger mechanics, this epic is your best friend. You are trading legendary engravings for raw, unmatched power in posture damage. And honestly, that is a solid deal in the right hands. And here is another one. The epic simple katana of Venom. Sounds basic, right? But it packs 24,889 in ability damage. That is more than even the top-tier legendary weapons, which sit at 24,376. Sure, the difference might look small, but for players pushing high-level content or crafting a Yasuke build focused on ability spam, that extra edge matters. Plus, some of these epic katanas come with rare afflictions like Daze, which adds even more utility. So before you dismantle or sell your epic weapons, take a closer look. You might be holding on to something way more powerful than you think. Alright, let me tell you about one of the coolest long katana weapons you can get your hands on in Assassin's Creed Shadows. The Turquoise Zephyr. This is not just a weapon, it's practically an art piece with a blade. It is sleek, it is powerful, and it comes with a little surprise that makes parrying feel 10 times more satisfying. Every time you land a successful parry, this blade pushes nearby enemies back. And not just a little nudge, they actually get staggered and shoved away, giving you that precious breathing room when you are surrounded. It is the kind of effect that turns a defensive move into an instant counter-control tactic. Now let's talk numbers for a second, because this weapon is not just about style. The Turquoise Zephyr delivers a solid 4,363 weapon damage per second, which is already respectable, but where it really shines is in posture damage. We are talking 15,789 posture damage per second, which is insane when you're trying to break through enemy defenses. On top of that, it hits like a truck when it comes to abilities, dishing out 21,052 ability damage. Combine that with a 42% boost to adrenaline gain, and you are looking at a weapon that lets you spam your most powerful moves far more often than usual. It rewards aggressive, skillful play, exactly what you want in those tense duels and chaotic battles. And the best part? You can grab the Turquoise Zephyr pretty early in your adventure. It is tucked away in Yamashiro, hidden in a legendary chest under a bridge in the Eagle's Nest area. Yeah, it takes a bit of exploring, but once you find it, you are set for a good chunk of the game. It is one of those weapons that makes you rethink your whole build. You will start structuring your combat style around it. If you are playing as Yasuke and enjoy keeping the pressure on while staying stylish, this long katana might just be your new favorite toy. Alright, let's talk about one of the absolute monsters in the long katana category. Claw of the Tides. If you are looking to dish out raw damage and break through enemy defenses like they are made of paper, this weapon is your best friend. What makes it so ridiculous is its engraving. Every time you land a posture attack, your next posture attack instantly charges. That means you can basically chain them together, back to back, with zero downtime. The result? A relentless combo that melts through even the most stubborn enemies. It is perfect for players who love staying aggressive and keeping the pressure on without giving their foes a moment to breathe. Now, let's break down the numbers real quick, because they are seriously impressive. This thing brings 3,740 weapon damage per second, which is already solid. But it is the 18,282 posture damage per second that really makes it shine. Combine that with 24,076 ability damage, and you are getting a weapon that boosts every long katana ability in Yasuke's toolkit. Plus, it has a 36% boost to adrenaline gain, so you will be popping off your strongest abilities even more frequently. All of that makes the Claw of the Tides not just a powerful weapon, but one that fits perfectly into a high-tempo, ability-heavy playstyle. If you are wondering where to get your hands on this beast, head over to Wakasa. There is a legendary chest tucked away in the Ochinakau Burrows area just east of the Suruga settlement in the Sotomo Gate region. It is definitely worth the trip. Once you unlock this katana, you will feel the power shift in every fight. And hey, if you combine it with some engravings that further boost posture attack power, you will become an unstoppable force on the battlefield. So yeah, Claw of the Tides, total game changer. Let's talk about one of the absolute beasts in the long katana category in Assassin's Creed Shadows, the Whisper of Muramasa. This weapon does not mess around. At first glance, its stats already look pretty wild. Over 4,300 in weapon damage per second, more than 18,000 in posture damage per second, and just above 21,000 in ability damage. That alone is enough to get any katana fan excited. But where this blade truly shines is in its special engraving. If you are someone who has been practicing the riposte move with Yasuke, you are going to love this. Now, quick reminder. Riposte is not just a parry. It is all about timing. You have to release the block button right after a successful block. It is a high-risk, high-reward kind of move, but if you get it right, it hits harder, has an increased chance to land a critical, and heals Yasuke for 5% of his health. That alone makes it a solid tool in combat. But when you combine it with the Whisper of Muramasa's engraving, things get seriously spicy. With each successful riposte, enemies are instantly made vulnerable, opening them up for a devastating follow-up with a charged posture attack. You can basically delete opponents if you get into a good rhythm. The synergy between the weapon's stats and its ability-focused playstyle makes it perfect for aggressive players who like to stay in the flow of combat. The high adrenaline gain, 36% more than usual, means your abilities will be online way more often. That fuels your momentum and makes the riposte loop even stronger. The more ripostes you land, the faster you heal, break posture, and finish fights. It turns Yasuke into this relentless swordmaster who punishes every mistake his enemies make. But let's not pretend it is easy to get your hands on this katana. Whisper of Muramasa is a legendary weapon for a reason. You will need to complete the entire Kurai AQ quest board, which includes tracking down and eliminating all 5 agent targets scattered across Japan. It is a bit of a grind, but the reward is absolutely worth it. Not just because of the stats, but because it gives you this very satisfying reactive combat style that makes every duel feel personal. If you are into mastering timing-based mechanics, this katana will feel like it was made just for you. If you're diving into Assassin's Creed Shadows and looking to make your Yasuke build as deadly as possible, then you seriously need to check out the long katana weapons, especially the lethal Lotus Petal. This thing is no joke. It comes with a base weapon damage per second of 4,070, a massive posture damage per second of 14,958, and a jaw-dropping ability damage of 19,944. Oh, and let us not forget the poison buildup, 18% right out of the box. That alone makes it dangerous, but here's where it gets crazy. The engraving gives you a 50% chance to instantly kill any enemy who's down to their last 2 health segments if they are poisoned. Yep, just like that, gone. Now, what really makes the lethal Lotus Petal shine is how effective it is in the current game meta. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, afflictions like poison and bleed are ridiculously strong. And the wild part? Most enemies barely resist status effects. So, when you combine this weapon's natural poison buildup with a few pieces of gear, and maybe a passive skill or two focused on poison, You start landing poison status in about 3 hits. That means you can essentially tag an enemy, back off, and just watch them drop. It's brutal, efficient, and honestly a little unfair. Definitely not the honorable samurai way, but hey, it gets the job done. As for how to get this blade, you are going to want to head over to Mianue Fort in the Harima region. Take out all the samurai daisho in the castle and you will be able to loot the lethal lotus petal from a chest inside. Trust me, it is worth the effort. Whether you are trying to melt through bosses or just want to deal with guards as quickly and quietly as possible, this weapon turns Yasuke into an absolute menace on the battlefield. Alright, let's talk about what might just be the most broken long katana in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Crimson's Edge. This thing is no joke. On paper, it already sounds nasty with that guaranteed bleed kill effect, but once you actually get your hands on it, the real fun begins. The engraving it comes with makes it absolutely ruthless. If an enemy drops below 2 health segments and they are bleeding, they are done. No dice rolls, no 50-50 luck, just a clean execution every single time. It is like the game looked at lethal lotus petal and said, let's make something that eats this thing for breakfast. What makes Crimson's Edge really shine is how well it fits into Yasuke's brutal combat style. This long katana does not just deal solid weapon damage per second, we are talking 4,155 here, but also melts posture like butter with an insane 15,789 posture damage per second. And that ability damage? A jaw-dropping 21,052. So even if your target somehow survives the initial onslaught, their guard is gone in seconds, and any ability you throw next is likely finishing the job. Throw in the 18% bleed buildup, and you have a recipe for chaos, especially against enemies that do not even see the second swing coming. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, but it does not have poison, how am I supposed to stack extra damage? Fair point, because poison is easier to scale through gear. But that is the trade-off here. Crimson's Edge focuses on bleed, which is much harder to consistently trigger with other weapons and effects, but when you build around it, especially with affliction passives, it becomes a monster. At level 60 on expert difficulty, you are slicing through basic enemies with 2 or 3 health segments like they are training dummies. Even the tougher ones need to watch their backs, because once the bleed kicks in, it is just a matter of time. Getting this weapon is no cakewalk either, and honestly, that just makes it feel even more satisfying to wield. To earn Crimson's Edge, you need to complete the Nobutsuna's Student's Quest board, which means taking down some of the strongest optional bosses in the game. Each of these duels forces you to use specific weapons, so it is a true test of skill and versatility. But once you make it through, you are rewarded with this absolute beast of a katana. One that is not only deadly in stats, but also looks incredible with that jagged, almost sinister blade design. Crimson's Edge is not just the best long katana for Yasuke, it is a statement piece, a trophy, and a game changer all in one. The video ends here, see you in another video, don't forget to subscribe.